reading from the Holy Gospel according to John, chapter 8, verses 1 to 11. Passage taken from the Message version of the Bible. Jesus ran across the Mount Olives, but he was soon back in the temple again. Swarms of people came to him. He sat down and taught them. The religion scholars and Pharisees lead in a woman who had been caught in an act of adultery. They stood her in plain sight of everyone and said, "Teacher, this woman was caught red-handed in the act of adultery. Moses in the law gives order to stone such persons. What do you say?" They were trying to trap him into saying something incriminating so they could bring charges against him. Jesus bent down and wrote with his fingers in the dirt. They captured him, badgering him. He straightened up and said, "The sinless one among you, go first. Throw the stone." Bending down again, he wrote some more in the dirt. Hearing that, they walked away, one after another, beginning with the oldest. The woman was left alone. Jesus stood up and spoke to her. "Woman, where are they? Does no one condemn you?" "No one, Master." "Neither do I," said Jesus. "Go on your way. From now on, don't sin." The Gospel of the Lord.
Reflections on the Gospel according to John chapter 8 verses 1 to 11. Institutions of family and marriage are under threat in the present day society. Youngsters do not believe in marriage, and many people in the church today regard making a lifelong commitment to be another person's husband or wife is next to impossibility. Matters related to sexual orientations and planned parenthood are contentious issues that confront the church today. The church always demands treating individuals who face such struggles with empathy, mercy, and love. Indeed, beautiful words and well said. But how would you relate with a person in the church who has a different sexual orientation than what is commonly accepted? Would our church communities and people who take pride in the traditions of the church welcome the so-called sinful people into the life of the church? Traditional Jewish Christians of the early church who insisted on the continuation of Jewish practices and traditions could never totally appreciate the words of Jesus to the adulterous woman, "I do not condemn you." They simply could not accept that such a sinner could obtain God's mercy. But Jesus would not abandon this woman into the hands of the so-called defenders of public morality. Instead, he exposes their hypocrisy. And they lower their eyes, move away, starting with the elders. "They have all gone," says the text. Thus, together with the prosecutors, the crowd, and even the disciples left, only Jesus remained to pronounce his surprising judgment. No condemnation. The Gospel emphasizes that the first to leave were the elders. Maybe today they are more mature people in the community who are invited to make an examination of conscience. Often they are the ones who delight in throwing stones with gossips and slanders. If Jesus does not judge or condemn, then does it mean that the sin is a small thing? To behave well or badly does not matter? No, sin is a very serious evil because it destroys the lives. However, Jesus does not condemn those who make mistakes, and he allows nobody to throw stones in order to add more evil to that which the sinner has already done. Jesus does not say to the sinful woman, "For this time I do not condemn you." Instead, he says, "I do not condemn you, neither today, nor tomorrow, not ever." This page of the gospel today disturbs those who continue to claim the righteousness, who are hurling stones at people, no longer with the hands but defaming them, isolating them, uttering harsh judgments, fueling distrust, spreading gossips. Jesus does not tolerate anyone who throws these painful and cruel stones against those who are already bent under the weight of their own mistakes.